Hi guys, in this episode we're going to see how to disable services to increase performance and stability on Windows. Some of us are still using XP while others are using Vista, 7 and whatnot. You can also find services that can be disabled in Linux if you're using similar systems. So for now I'm doing it on XP because that's most of the clientele that I currently have are using. So there are two ways. You can run msconfig. msconfig is a basic interface that you can use to start up the system and to troubleshoot it in case you're having issues. So when you go to this program, go to services, and you have a listing of services by name, who is carrying it, the manufacturer. In this case it's Microsoft, and that's an unknown. But because this is a virtual PC integration component service application, that should tell you that this version of XP I'm running right now, it's running on a virtual machine. Okay, so it can also tell you the current state of the actual service which is running. Okay, the alerter stopped, and so on. If you want to enable it or disable it, you just remove the check mark. Okay, now that's one way to do it. The second way, you go to run services.msc. This program, or mini program over here, it's a more detailed and enhanced way to manage your services. When you go to the alerter, it gives you a description of the actual purpose of that mini program. Then to disable it, you double click it, and on the startup type you can tell it what to do or which way to load. When you go to automatic, anytime your computer system reboots, the program will also load that mini program alerter to allow for alerts to be issued to the user or you if there's any errors, messages to be displayed, or updates information. Also, you can leave it on manual, which is only loaded whenever it's required by any particular program, meaning that you don't get haggard by non-relevant issues. Every time a program crashes, I mean, obviously you know when a program crashes, right? So you don't need to have an alert for that. Or you can have it totally disabled, in which case you will never get any alerts. So we just leave it like that. How do you know which services to disable? Well, that's a little more complicated. To really understand or find out what others are suggesting for you to turn off, I always like to do a search online. Now Google Windows services that can be disabled will give you hundreds of pages, hundreds of results, websites, both from novices to IT pros to companies out there that will suggest a list of services that can be disabled. You can also be more specific and type in Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, whatever OS you're running. You can do that search and find out the specific services that aren't really necessarily for your particular use. But in time, only you will be able to determine that. Now, I have for the longest time been a member of this site, techrepublic.com. They have a lot of information, a huge library of PDF documentations, videos, training courses, and forums that you can post your questions to find out how to resolve any given issue if you can't find an answer in this section, questions and answer. Being here, Tech Republic, do a small search on disabled services and you will find documentation for that particular program that you want, Windows XP. The information and guide provided here, it's at your own risk and for your own purposes, but for the most part I've seen that when you follow the entire list and you actually disable or enable the services as they mention, you will have a really fast performing operating system. However, the interface will be basic, meaning no beautiful colors, everything is going to be gray, no nice good looking fonts or anything like that. So I just gave you the information that you need to find out what services you need to disable, how to disable them. Okay, again, services.msc will take you to the program where you can actually disable the services themselves. One thing is for sure, if you're running a desktop, some services are definitely being turned off or should be turned off. In this case, wired auto configuration, meaning my internet configuration, I have it on manual because I only connect to the internet a few times. If I'm using a desktop, there is no sense of me running the wireless zero configuration, meaning a wireless automatic configuration or Wi-Fi. Okay, so some of them are common sense, and depending on your application or your needs, you may disable them automatically. So follow that guide from Tech Republic, and you'll be able to see a huge performance in your CPU and how stable your operating system becomes. I hope this has been useful to you. Until next time.